This is WOMM-LP operating out of Burlington, Vermont, 105.9 The Radiator. It's the Rocket Shop. Good evening. I'm your host, Tom Proxer, and with me tonight is Brianna, Elaine. Hello.
Hi.
Did I say that right? Did I get that wrong?
Brianna, Elaine.
Brianna, Elaine. Wonderful. Well, pleasure to have you in the studio.
Thank you.
We like kicking off with a song, so what have you got for us?
So first I'm going to play one of my newer songs. It is called I Don't Care. It's kind of about not really fitting in or wanting to do that whole 9 to 5 thing. I almost swore. I almost said, BS. But I was like, we're on the radio. Never mind. So it's kind of about that and how you should do what you want to do in life because we're all going to die. So don't do the things you don't like. And here it is. How can I live my life the right way? I'm bound to be homeless if I don't work my days away. Small town musicians don't make a living wage, and our hearts are a bit different in many types of ways. I was driving to work, screaming in my car, thinking to myself, why is this
there by Brianna, Elaine. Gorgeous voice.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, that is quite stunning. I feel like the song is fairly self-explanatory based on the lyrics, but what I'm probably most curious about is what was the singular event that had you kind of sit down and write this song, or maybe what was the singular event that had you not drive back to work one day and quit?
Well, for New Year's, I decided that I was going to do my music 100% and quit all of my jobs. I used to be in L&A. Well, I am technically, amongst other random jobs. And so I decided, you know what? This is what I'm supposed to do, and I'm going to stop half-assing it. And I'm going to go 100% and live my dreams, man, because why not?
Yeah, very much with you.
That's what happened.
Definitely been on that journey myself. So was it after making that New Year's resolution that you kind of sat down and wrote this song, or was this song kind of in the works prior to them because you had kind of an inkling this might happen?
It was before, yeah.
Yeah. So do you feel like you had to do that because you wrote the song then? Because it would be fraud to sit there on stage knowing that you had work at 9 o'clock the next morning?
Sure. I mean, well, it was bound to happen anyways. It's my path.
Yeah. And since starting in January full time, what's been your experience so far?
It's been going great. I have gigs every weekend, Friday, Saturday, sometimes also Sunday. And so it's been going great. I have enough money to barely support myself. And I'm still alive, haven't died, so it's going great.
Yeah. I memean, you've made it 90 days, or at least,
yeah.
So that's pretty decent.
Yeah. Every day gets a little better.
Yeah.
I get more gigs.
I did notice that you've got just an absolute laundry list of dates coming up. I looked at your website, and yeah, it keeps going for a while.
Yeah.
I was going to ask, is that based on your kind of philosophy on live shows? Sounds like it's also out of necessity. But is that something you kind of looking to do, kind of like getting out there as much as physically possible?
Yes, I would like to play my music as much as possible to anyone who wants to listen. I even play it when people aren't listening, some gigs when it's kind of like background music. But I always have like a few people who come up and they really enjoyed it, even though maybe it doesn't look like it on their face. Sometimes you think, is anyone listening? Do they hate it? But they like it. And so it's been going good. I do love playing, but I also like recording and all that. I'm working on my second album, which I won't reveal yet what it is going to be called and stuff, but I have ideas. I have lots of ideas.
Yeah. Is this 3 months where you've kind of really dedicated and focused on your music and your art? Has that come with a lot more creativity and space to think, or was it those commutes to work in the morning where you kind of got those ideas out and now you're like, oh God, don't know how to fill my days?
It's always the same. I always write songs all the time. It's just what I do. And poems. I have these song spurts where I kind of get like manic and crazy and like a mad scientist, but like musician style. And then I just go nuts and write like 10 songs within a few weeks and poems and coming up with all kinds of ideas for like photo shoot ideas and like music videos. I actually have my first music video just came out for my song called Do You Hear Me Now? It's kind of about, not feeling like you're being heard as a musician and not fitting into this society and the pressures that it tries to drown me with as an artist. I'm sure all musicians or artists probably feel the same way because we're eccentric. So, yeah.
And during these music spurts, is it kind of just a notepad on the side of the bed, waking up in a cold sweat at 3 a.m, or do you have more of like a routine maybe where it's like, all right, I'm going to go to my music room where I will write my music, and it just so happens in those short weeks that's when you happen to get the most out?
Yeah, there is no organization. There is no method. There is no secret. It just kind of like bleh, all over, and it just comes out real like that.
Can you feel those manic moments, as you said, kind of? Do you see indicators that it's about to happen, or is
Oh
it
yeah,
kind
I
of
feel
a
it.
flash out the blue that you don't even recognize?
No, I feel it building up inside of me. And then today, I feel really good today. And I went for a jog, and I looked around, made sure no cars were coming, and I had my headphones on, and I started dancing really hard, and I threw this high kick in the air, and then I turned around, and there was 5 cars coming, and I was like, oh my God, why is this happening? But it was fun. So when I feel good, everything is explosive and amazing. When I feel bad, it's really bad, and then I write sad songs.
Right.
So it all makes songs.
Did you get a round of applause or anything by the cars that were coming past? Or?
No one honked or anything.
Ugh.
I tried not to make eye contact. So they wish they were me.
Yeah,
They
no,
wish,
of course.
they wish.
So it obviously sounds like you write from what's going on in this very moment in that personal experience. You did say that you do draw a lot from growing up and living in Vermont. So how does that kind of manifest in your songs and songwriting? In terms of the natural beauty, or maybe is it the political environment, or is it the just kind of the small town life?
Sure. Well, I grew up in Brattleboro, Vermont, which is artsy, eccentric type of town, and so there was a lot of stuff going on there as a kid. A lot of things to be excited by. So and I've been writing music since I was 10, probably. So I drew a lot of creativity from that, and it is beautiful here. I sometimes go in the woods and, play around and stuff, or bring my guitar with me, and it's so beautiful in Vermont. I have a Vermonter's soul. So it really does help to live in a beautiful place that has art and all kinds of art and music around.
You said that you've been writing since you're about 10 years old, which I'm not going to try and guess how old you are now.
I'm 25.
So 15 years. How, I'm sure at 10 years old your musical style was that of a 10-year-old, but how is that kind of evolved, especially in the last 5 years, say?
Right. So the more that I write, the better it gets. It only gets better. Only gets better, baby. So... yeah, of course, at first it sucked. I started really writing poetry and stuff. I mean, I've always sang. When I was a little kid, they would put me in the play and have me sing at school sing and all that cute little stuff that your parents can come to. I don't know if you guys had that, but school sing, that's where it started. And yeah, so I did poetry, and then I started just singing, and then my mom had a guitar, which I pulled out one day, and I was like, I'm going to teach myself how to play this. And so it's really evolved pretty well. I can't not write music. And every time I write a song, it either is great and amazing, or it's terrible and it sucks and I trash it. I never save pieces. But usually it all comes out as one great song, and I'm happy and it's done.
Stylistically, have you noticed any shifts in the last few years in terms of what you're writing about, or the way that you're writing, or even the genre?
Sure. So when I was younger and I was drinking and partying and stuff, before I had a baby, that was more grungy, definitely, which I still have sometimes if I'm in the right mood. But a lot of my stuff sounds more sweet and hippie-ish, and kind of like Jewel. I listened to a lot of Jewel and Alanis growing up. So it does change and evolve, but I always try to challenge myself to write different ways, or I'm gonna write a jazz song today, and I don't know how to do that. So just experimenting more keeps me challenged and keeps me interested, because sometimes you can get a creative burnout if you don't take time away. So always trying different things.
Have you got anything in mind in terms of this next album coming up, and if any kind of change of style, or are you going to kind of really stay true to that kind of 90s vibe, hippie, chick kind of style that you kind of embodying tonight?
Well, I can't change it so much because it's just what comes out. I don't plan it. So All the songs that I've had that haven't been recorded, I'm going to try to get those together with some of the new ones. And I actually have another album lined up after that. I have hundreds of songs that no one's ever heard except for the select few that I play out when I go to my shows. So really, I've got an arsenal of music. I forgot what your question was. And yeah, yes.
Well, I think in which case it's probably time for another song. So
Thank you. Oh, thank God.
So what you got for us?
Okay. So I'm gonna play "Drowning," which I wrote when I was depressed, and it's one of those grungy songs that we were just talking about. It's one of my favorites. It's off my first album, which is called "Flower in the Sun," which came out in 2020, 2 years ago. Wow. Okay. So. Wait, no, that's not how it goes. Hold on. I've been sleeping in
Elaine there with Drowning. And so you said that was from your first album, Flower in the Sun, came out in 2020. So as you mentioned before we started, it came out 2 years ago, but you have been making and performing since you were 10. Why was it in 2020? Why was it that year that you decided you'd come out with your first album?
I don't know. Well, I've always had this urge to like, it's got to get done. But I kind of think about things more than I really do them. Like, writing music and playing it live is great, and recording I'm not that experienced in. So, and also money takes a lot of money. So my mom got a new boyfriend and he does music. He's like, well, I have whatever, this equipment, some Bose thing, some like old fashioned like recording thing. It's like a whatever. I'm not gonna try to explain it because like it will be terrible. But he's like, you can come down to my music room and we can record it. So we did, and then I brought it to a studio. My friend Rod and his wife Claudine, they're so sweet. They have Mount Hollywood Studios in Mount Holly, so I brought it there, and he helped me mix and master it. So
opportunistic, I guess, would be the reason why it
Yeah.
happened in 2020.
Yeah.
So how was that experience first getting things down, like, your first record after performing for so long? And then how does that translate into what you're now trying to do in the second album?
So it was a good first experience. I was pretty busy at that time. It took me a while to get the whole thing done, probably like a year. My son, he's almost 5 now. He was littler then. So it was a good first experience. I learned a lot. And now I'm ready to kind of build on that and use what I learned from my first album to give it a go at like a real studio. It's not someone's basement.
How does that look for you? You said, you learned from that and you want to kind of maybe do it slightly differently, and obviously the studio and the location, the fact professional studio obviously makes a big difference, but is there anything like musically or stylistically that you'll be doing different this time around because you tried it out in the first time, you're like, actually, that's not really the sound that I'm looking for?
Yeah, so I think definitely I'm going to be adding other musicians and instruments onto the new CD. I'm not sure exactly what. Yeah, I do have a band. It's called the Elaine Band, and I have a bass player and a drummer. I have a pianist, but we don't have him anymore. So I'm definitely going to be adding some of their magical stuff that they do, which is really good. And then I might add some other stuff like cello or who knows what. I'm going to kind of record the bass tracks, like my vocals and guitar, and then listen to it over and over and kind of feel out, what exactly I want to put on there so that I have an idea of what to tell the musicians when they come in, because you have to pay them, and so I want to know exactly what I want. So that'll make a big difference. More of a, not just a raw acoustic type album.
Right. You mentioned that you've got a band now, the Brianna Elaine Band. So we've got Jared Johnson in there and Aaron Martin.
Yes.
Getting that right?
Yes.
So how did you meet them, and why did you make the decision to go from solo artist to a musician with a band backing her?
Well, some venues do not hire solo musicians, and I want to do it all. So I was like, I need a band. I need it now. Plus, it seems fun. Like, come on. And I have Jerry Johnson and Aaron Martin are both very, it seems like they're pretty well-known musicians around the area. Jared is from The Samples, and Aaron was in the Garcia Project, and they've both been in lots of bands and have lots of experience. So they're so fun to play with because I don't have to, like, really tell them what to do because they're super good. So just to have someone backing you up on your original songs, it's a whole new thing. It's not like you're playing a cover where, you're experiencing it all for the first time what it sounds like to have these instruments on my songs, and it's so freaking magical. The keyboardist he was my boyfriend, and so he reached out online or something because he was also, he's in a bunch of bands, and found these guys and was like, hey, do you want to play with this girl? And they listened to my music and they were like, heck yeah. So they came to rehearse with us. They liked it. My original stuff. It's more interesting to them, I think, to be doing more originals than covers. It's fun to do something new. So.
Yeah. For you, was that somewhat a vulnerable experience the first time you kind of sat in front of them and played it out for them? Because it's one thing for someone in an audience to listen to you, because it's
right.
You are just giving them, what you've created, but in this situation, you're inviting someone in to create with you. So how did that feel in terms of that initial introduction?
Right. Well, it's kind of like, here's my song. Do you like it? Because if you don't, I guess you're going to tell me you don't want to be in the band. So here it is. Thankfully, they seem to really like it. So, it was a little bit nerve-wracking, but they're pretty cool. So it wasn't so bad. And especially the way they picked right up on the songs, I was like, that was awesome. And I guess they thought it was awesome too. So it was good. I was a little nervous, but it was good.
Do you collaborate with them at all musically, or is it, as you said, like, I've got a vision for what this sounds like, this is what the vision's going to be, or do they bring their own elements into your songs?
So I play my songs, and they do their thing. I don't really tell them what to do. They write it, like, as we go, I guess. And then they remember it for next time, and it sounds good. So I'm like, great job.
So has that changed your music at all? Is it pre-band Brianna Elaine, like raw singer-songwriter, and now it's band Brianna Elaine, and the actual two songs themselves? Is that yours, or now do you count that as as a collective's?
Well, it is a collective. They did write, their own parts and everything to my music. We actually haven't done any gigs yet. It's a pretty new band. We've rehearsed 4 or 5 times. But they know the songs enough where I'm confident to put them, like, on my album, have them go in the studio, get it done.
Yeah. It sounds like it's taken a very interesting new direction, and obviously it's quite new, so it's difficult to really.
It's fun. I've been in a few different bands. Like when I was younger, I did this, and then we had like a conga player, an electric guitarist. So it was super weird mix, and I don't know if we were that great. That was like my first group, and then I had a group called the Dirty Birdies, and some of the bass player didn't know how to play bass. Like, we taught him. And then we were like, okay, great, you know how to play the bass now. Like, let's go play. We did, open mics, and we had, 1 paid gig before I, ran away to do my own thing again. But that was really fun. It's all a totally different experience trying to figure out how to play with other people, which I was scared of for a while, just because I'm nervous, and it's easier to do my own thing. And plus, if someone does something I don't like, I'm like, terrible, stop, cut it off. And I'm mean and terrible. So I'm just, trying to figure out how to be nice to people, and communicate exactly, what I want, my vision, and not be too scared and, too polite to be like, I didn't like that. Mm-hmm. I want this. But I haven't had to do that yet with my band people now, because I'm like, that sounds great. Wonderful.
So this is actually kind of a departure from what it's been like in previous bands, whereas you've had maybe a few more creative differences, or there's maybe a bit of a bigger skill gap. But this time around, these guys are professionals, they're geared, they're on it, they know exactly what they're doing.
Right. Yes, they know exactly what they're doing. They're great. And I'm more experienced too. It is different. It's definitely different to play with like especially drums and stuff, if you're only used to playing by yourself, and I do all kinds of like weird like stopping and like make it silent and then like keep going. That is kind of hard to communicate with a band. You would have to practice the songs a lot and stuff, but they pick up on it. I tell them once or twice, well, I'm going to do this and that, and it goes pretty smoothly. So.
Oh, I'm happy for you that this band seems to be working out.
Yeah.
I would love to hear another song.
Okay.
So what have you got for us?
I'm going to do, how much time do we have left? Do I have one more song?
I would say, yeah, probably about one more song.
Okay, and then I'm going to do this. It's called One Another. I wrote this last summer, probably. He said he would meet her on the Milky Way. Well, grandfather, tell me, is it dark in outer space? Are there stars in your eyes as you're drifting through the cosmos? Can you hear my voice cutting through the static on the radio? Have you seen my father? I'm only for a second, like a drawing in the sand, before another wave washes it away. Seems we are all the same, so don't be afraid to say we'd be nothing without each other. We're here for one thing, and that is loving. We're here for one thing, and that is loving one another. One another. One another. I can feel when you move, 'cause it tugs on the string that's tied around my soul. Life is a puzzle and you all hold the pieces and make it feel whole. If I could keep it all together, I'd put it in a frame and hang it up on my wall, so I can look at you, so I don't miss you, so I can look at you, so I don't miss you as much. As much. Oh, as much. As much.
Brianna or Elaine there. And sorry, I didn't quite get the song before you started. What was the name of that one?
One another.
One another. Well, thank you so much for coming in. Before I let you go, I want you to plug away as much as you can on terms of what the gigs you've got coming up, where to find you online, how can people give you money, that kind of thing.
Totally. So, my website, briannaelaine.com. On the top, it has a big button that says support me. Click that. Send me all the money that you have. It's worth it. Pay for the art. Just kidding. Not all the money that you have. Anyways. And all my gigs are on there. All my upcoming gigs. There's videos. There's pictures. There's all kinds of stuff. I'm on Facebook, Brianna Elaine Music. I'm on Instagram, Brianna Elaine Music. I'm not on TikTok yet because I don't know. I just downloaded it, so I don't want to do it. I don't want a TikTok, but everyone's like, you need the TikTok.
It's
So
worth it.
I got a TikTok. So that'll be coming soon, I guess. Yeah, I have a YouTube, Brianna Elaine. It's all there.
And where can people see you? So you got a few gigs coming up.
Yep.
Where you
So this weekend I'm playing at the Lake Bombazine Lodge and Tap Room in Bombazine, Vermont, and then I'll be playing at Calcutta's at Fox Run Golf Course. It's a restaurant and a golf course type thing. And then I've been playing a lot at the Killington Distillery. They like me there. So I'll be playing there a lot, and then a bunch of miscellaneous gigs. I play at Third Place Pizza in Castleton, the Ice House in Castleton. I'll be playing at the Woodstock, what is it, like a farmer's market over the summer. I have a lot of stuff coming up, so it'll be interesting to do that. The Bradford Artisan Market. Let's see where else. I can't think of where else right now, but... And any new places I'm happy to play at because I love playing at new places so I don't get bored. Oh, Tavern on the Square in New Hampshire. I'll be playing there. So lots of stuff coming up.
Nice. Well, we're very much looking forward to hearing that second album come out. So make sure you come back in again when that does finally drop. But it's been an absolute pleasure having you in this evening.
Perfect. Thank you for having me.
Oh, not a problem. Well, you can tune in next week. We've got Kane Corso coming in. They sound like they're going to be an absolute riot, so definitely listen in. But for now, so that's everything tonight. This has been WOMMLP, operating out Burlington, Vermont, 105.9 The Radiator, The Rocket Shop. I've been your host, Tom Proctor, and good night.
Thank you. Thank you.
That was great.